Hey guys, welcome to the studio. So today is going to be kind of an experimental video for you all. I'm going to demonstrate something I've never actually done before. Well, I've tested it, but I've never actually done it on a real piece. So this is going to be really cool. What am I doing? Well, it's called Kintsugi, K-I-N-T-S-U-G-I, and it's a Japanese technique where they would repair their precious tea bowls with gold. So they would have these treasures, these tea bowls that were valued higher than anything really and passed down from generation to generation. And if they would break or chip, they would just repair it and fill it with gold. And that made them even more valuable. Well, I unloaded the kiln, and unfortunately for me, I had a piece crack, and that was because I had a warped kiln shelf, which I had noticed before, but I forgot to change it out. So my fault. But anyhow, this plate in this new series I'm working on, it's actually the centerpiece, completely broke. Like, completely shattered, cracked in two. And this is actually going to be hung tomorrow for an exhibition, and I need it to be done. Like, I can't redo this. And for this plate, it's not functional as in a dinner plate. You know my work, this piece is more of an wall piece. It's a painting basically on ceramic. So I have absolutely no problems putting it together, filling it with gold. So we're gonna try this together. Whenever I bond ceramic, I usually use this E6000. It's really good. It's easy to use, easy to get a hold of, and for my work, I've never had a problem with it. So I'm gonna jump right in, and I'm just gonna apply the E6000 to the seam. Gosh, that's nice and even. This is the perfect opportunity to check the thickness of your work. Yeah, that's a well-made pot. Why did it break? Because the kiln shelf was warped. Bad, bad, bad. And you know, I knew I needed to replace that. And I didn't. I just got so busy, caught up with things in life, trying to prepare for 3 separate exhibitions, an art talk, and a workshop. What? Yeah, what was I thinking? All right, so I've applied the E6000 to both sides, and I am just gonna squish it together. Now, I'm actually okay with seeing a bit of the seam. Kind of want that because that's where I'm gonna fill with the metal, with the foil, with the metal foil, the gold foil, this stuff. This I got from Speedball. The awesome folks at Speedball carry this. So you can check it out. They have this adhesive called their Mona Lisa adhesive. This is just a sample bottle that I have it in. And then they have their gold foil. Obviously speaking is not one of my things I can do well today. So they're gold foil. All right, now I just want to grab a little paper towel from over here, and I just want to get any really big drips off. Okay, so I'm planning to do both sides of this plate. That's the plan. And I'm just going to take the Mona Lisa adhesive that the awesome folks at Speedball gave me, and I'm just going to brush it evenly into the crack. And you actually want it to go over the edges of the crack. Hold on. So this has been fired like 8 times, this plate, because I glaze fired it, then I laser decal. Well, no, I bisque fired it, then I glaze fired it, then I laser decal fired it, then I put the little butterflies, which are vintage commercial decals, on. So I did that, and then I China painted it, a couple firings of that, and then, you can see where this is going, and then I did the gold. And you know, it broke on the gold, the very last firing. Like, I guess I should be thankful, but sometimes that makes me more crazy when something breaks on the final firing. And honestly, it happens more often than not. Like, it'll make it through all the firings, and then just that last one, it just says, no, I'm breaking. All right, so I'm just brushing this on, and if it's a little thick in areas and thinner in others, that is okay. That's part of this process. You don't really need to have it perfect. It's finding the beauty in imperfection. That's what we're gonna do here. So I applied the E6000 for structural because the glue that I'm using, this Mona Lisa from Speedball, is perfect for attaching the foil with. I gotta do the sides too, but not so much for structural. And you could use Bondo, like automotive Bondo. You could use gray epoxy. There's a ton of epoxies out there that you can use. I use the E6000 just because it's what I have around. All right, I'm using my finger and flattening. The E6000 came through in a couple places and it beaded up, and I'm afraid that that beading is going to actually show. So I just used my finger and went in there and fixed it. Okay, so we're about to find out if this is going to work or not. So you put this adhesive on and you let it set for just a minute or two. You want it to get a tiny bit tacky, not fully dry, because the foil won't stick to it if it's completely dry, and if it's too wet, it just makes a big old mess. So now, little disclaimer, I tried this once 2 years ago, so on a little test tiny bowl at a workshop. It was actually at Nsika. They were doing a demo in one of the rooms, and I did that with a bunch of friends. We went in and we all made our little Kintsugi bowls and stuff, and I don't even know if I have mine, but I had a blast, and I got the materials, and I've held on to it this whole time thinking, one of these days, sometime in the future. And here we are. It's one of those days. All right, I just used a regular synthetic bristle brush to apply that adhesive with. You need to rinse these out right away with water or they'll harden and you'll have to throw it away. If you don't care about throwing it away, don't rinse it. I care. I'm gonna go rinse it as soon as I get this video done. All right, so I've got my foils. They come in gold, they come in silver. I got some silver too. I even got some copper. I think you can see the shiny silver. And there is a copper one. I'm not sure what I did with it, but the copper is a reddish color. It's really pretty, but we're going with gold. All right, I've got the foil. Watch out, things could happen. So this is just gold leaf, and I'm just gonna put it on, and I'm using a soft bristle brush. Look at that, just tears away, and I'm just tapping it down on that seam. Just tap, tap, tap it in. Tappity tap, 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 tap. Get in there. Get in there, gold. Just tap it on. And wherever there's adhesive, it is gonna stick. So, if you have adhesive somewhere you don't want, guess what? You're gonna have gold there too. Which isn't always bad. For me, it's not bad. Get the sides, and turn it around this way. Get this side too. Okay, so that's a lot of gold, right? Let's just tamp it down a little more. And I'm actually gonna brush all the excess off. It's not gonna stay. Just making sure that none of the adhesive had come up between. So you can kind of start to see. Ooh, get in there, a little more foil. All right, so now the unveiling. The best thing to use for this is a toothbrush. I don't have a toothbrush in the studio, but a nice rough bristle brush, because it's gonna scrape all this off, all this excess off. And unfortunately, I don't have one, so I'm using the brush that I applied it with, and I'm gonna kind of mistreat it a little bit. And the great thing about this technique is if you apply the gold and it's not exactly where you want it, you can go back and put it in again. Like I can put more adhesive down, come back and apply more gold. And all this gold right here, I can save and use again because you just sprinkle it on. So that doesn't hide the crack, it actually accentuates the crack, and that's what I want. You know, I'm not trying to hide the fact that this piece cracked. I'm trying to make it part of it. Let me brush this awesome goldy goodness off onto the paper. Ooh, I'm covered in gold now. I'm gonna try to save this gold when I do the bottom, because I am gonna do the bottom. I won't do it here, but I am gonna do it. I'm gonna be finding gold everywhere on me now tonight. All right, let's take a look. So there it is. What? Kintsugi right there. So I repaired a broken plate with this gold. Pretty cool, right? Now if we look at the back, you can still see my big old ugly crack, but I am gonna fix that as well, just like I did this. So I'll take care of that later. After this side cures up a little more, this epoxy really needs to sit for about an hour before you fiddle with it. Honestly, it's better to let it set overnight if you can. I won't be able to because I have no patience, but you know, we'll see. So, all right, well, thanks guys. Thanks for watching this video. I hope this helped and maybe encourages you to try Kintsugi. You know, anytime you break a pot, there's a second chance for it, right? So when the kiln gives you broken pots, make Kintsugi. All right, guys, follow me across all my social media. Check me out here on YouTube. Subscribe if you're not. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Take care, guys. Bye.